It is
crazy
November,
to think about.
It feels like it too, guys, out there.
Yeah.
It is windy this morning. We've had those wind gusts on the strong side all night long. It'll stay gusty 4 hours Saturday and dry, though. Looking at sunshine, temperatures top out middle 50s, so a seasonably cool day across our area, and it'll feel cooler at times with that wind. But certainly the wind is trending in the right direction as we go through the weekend here. The strongest winds are behind us. Now, looking outside in Providence, you can see it's good visibility out there, not tracking any kind of wet weather. Similar story out here in Newport, that Newport Pelt Bridge there in the distance. Again, quiet weather out there for the most part in terms of any rain or storms, but we are looking at those windy conditions continuing. Looking at gusts right now of the latest hour or so. Generally about 25 to 35 miles per hour. Newport checking the gust just shy of 30 miles per hour there. We saw some pretty high gusts though overnight. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s across the board. When you factor in that wind, it does make it feel colder at times as well. Radar is quiet, not tracking any kind of wet weather. That's at least some good news. Here are some of those highest wind gusts since yesterday. Block Island, you had a gust of 63 miles per hour. Little Compton, 57. Even Providence, 47. And New Bedford, 45 miles per hour, and that was as about 5 a.m. So those strong wind gusts were around overnight. They're now moving, more so to the east and offshore. Three key things: gusty and dry for today. Clocks fall back an hour tonight into tomorrow, so we gain an hour of sleep. And overall, Sunday's looking pretty good too. Nice and dry, temperatures middle 50s. So here's the weather setup. Still looking at the northwest wind, of course, cooler, drier air working in. Windy conditions for today, but again, just not quite as strong as what we saw yesterday and last night. So that's at least some good news. Let's time things out. We'll go forward here through today. Again, looking at a lot of sunshine, temperatures in the 40s to start. We'll be in the 50s though as we go through the morning hours into the afternoon. No weather issues though as we go in towards tonight. Chilly temperatures though overnight tonight into tomorrow. Some of these early morning lows in the low 30s expected early on Sunday. Then the sun comes out and we'll get those temperatures rising again back into the 50s for the afternoon. But again, looking at just a dry weekend overall, and the wind will be subsided much more so for Sunday. A lot quieter in terms of the wind for tomorrow. Now, as we go into Monday, that's where things get a little bit interesting. We see clouds build in. This is now Monday morning. We're dry for that morning commute, but some model guidance that we have that we use is actually showing some rainfall arriving by the middle part of the day and lasting through the second half of our Monday. This is 2 p.m., seeing some of those lighter rains, pushing on through. Nothing overly heavy, but certainly looking at perhaps a wet second half of Monday. There could be some downpours, though, later on in the evening, indicated by those darker greens and some yellows pushing on through. And again, that's for later Monday. So we'll watch that closely to see how that kind of transpires, because a lot of the model guidance is still up in the air about what exactly is going to happen later Monday. Today's forecast, though, is pretty good. 50s, sunshine expected, those gusty winds still out there. Looking at quieter winds later on this evening tonight. Cold, though, back into the 30s overnight and into tomorrow. Less wind as well, only about 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west, with temperatures once again in the 50s. So overall, weekend's looking pretty good for any fall activities that you may want to do. And again, maybe hold off taking down some of those decorations with the wind that we still have out there. 7-day forecast, you can see, again, of course, the clocks fall back tonight. Patriots playing on Sunday, and then looking at some showers possible later Monday. And then we dry things out for Tuesday with some more wind expected, with temperatures closer to 60. So overall, not a bad 7-day forecast, not seeing any kind of big storms in that 7-day.
And don't forget, we turn the clocks ahead, right?
We get more sleep. We get more. This is a good thing. This is a very good thing.
We fall back. More sleep tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait for it.
For the one day, at least.
For the one day,
yeah. And then we get back to regular life, and then, it gets all screwed up. It's all right.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much. Still ahead on 12 News this morning. A break.